England opener Jason Roy has survived the axe despite a poor start to the Ashes. The home side have named an unchanged 12-man squad for the third test at Headingley after a much improved performance at Lord's. Despite scoring just 40 runs across his 4 innings, Roy retains his spot at the top of the order, with bowler Sam Curran set to carry the drinks once again. James Anderson has not recovered in time from an injured calf, but will play this week for Lancashire's second 11 as he bids to return for the 4th test at Old Trafford in a fortnight. Meanwhile, Pat Cummins' efforts at Lord's have seen him draw level with Glen McGrath as the best ever ICC test-ranked Australian bowler. The pair sit 5th on the all-time rankings on 914, with Cummins now extending his lead on top of the current player standings ahead of Kagiso Rabada. Meanwhile, Steve Smith is just 9 points behind Virat Kohli on the batting rankings. Smith's 92 at Lord's saw him collect 10 ranking points, which has him sitting at 913 for his career. Well, the Boomers are preparing to face Team USA in their final hit-outs ahead of the FIBA World Cup in China, but they'll have to overcome a few speed bumps along the way. Jonah Bolden has left the team citing personal reasons, with his replacement yet to be determined. Reporter Tim Robinson caught up with Boomers guard Chris Goulding.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, and to do it in Melbourne, which is now my hometown, it's great. We did it a couple of years ago in the Olympic qualifying series against New Zealand. We've ramped it up a notch, being at Marvel Stadium against Team USA. It's going to be great.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger, 50,000 people. What's a crowd like that going to be? It's going to be fun to play against Team USA in front of. Yeah,
I mean, by far it'll be the biggest crowd I've played in front of, and I would imagine for some of the guys as well. So not too sure how Marvel's going to be set up, but we'll get in there a bit closer to the game and check it all out. But I would imagine the atmosphere is going to be fantastic.
And obviously this Team USA team has been spoken about a lot, about the calibre of players they're bringing over, but they are all still world-class players. We can't be lulled into any false sense of security here, can we?
Nah, not at all. And, you know, in one of their recent practice games, they just beat Spain, who are a team that have been together for the best part of a decade and are always perennially around the the medal rounds. So for a team that's been, had a little bit of stuff talked about them, to come out and do that in their first game is impressive. And you just have to look down at the talent on the list. If you're an NBA fan, you know every single one of those names and know how good they are.
Plenty of adjustments, I guess, you made from game 1 to game 2 against Canada. What did you take out of it most?
Oh, I think watching it back, we realised just how much we needed to ramp up our defence. We're a team that wants to disrupt other teams and try and create some easy baskets for our shooters and our scorers. So if we can keep building the defence into making it tougher for other teams, I think it's going to help us on the other end as well.
In a tough loss, especially after he played in that game 2 against Canada, Jonah Bolden headed home for personal reasons. Disappointing, obviously, for him, but for the team as well.
Yeah, it is. Jonah had a really great game, that second game, and was just starting to find his feet in that spot. We run a bit of a complex system, so it's often tough for guys in their first and second game to come in and do really well. So Jonah showed that he's got a great basketball IQ and he could pick that up. Unfortunately for us and for him, he heads back to the US, but as I said before, the coaches and the staff will do a good job of picking a replacement that is going to help us on our quest.
Yeah, we don't know who that replacement is, but how hard would it be for them to get that team continuity that you want before your first game, September 1?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole part of international basketball. You have a limited amount of time, and guys are all professionals. They come in, they do extra film sessions, they make sure they can fit in. So whoever replaces Jonah, I would say, would be exactly the same and shouldn't have too many problems going forward.